Hey, hey. So I wanted to come on, and as you can see, I've got my template up, and I'll have these linked down in the description, so you can make a copy for yourself in Google Drive, or you can download it and print it out if you choose. But um, yeah, we know that goals are so important, and I want to make sure that you all have the tools that you need and just wanted to share some of my processes and how I do things. So, I have here, as you can see, 12-week goals. And this is an example um, that I kind of put together just to show you. And this one, I'm sure we all can improve our level of organization in our home and in our life. So I just wanted to kind of walk you through this template that was inspired by the 12-week year. And it's a phenomenal book and it's a great process to apply. You basically get 4 years in one if you're going to do it for each quarter, and it essentially speeds up your process, your success that you would have in a year. So, how typically in quarter four, people kind of get really focused and drilled in and dialed in, and they try to move mountains in the final hour, so to speak. But what you can do is create that momentum throughout your year. So that's the whole premise of the 12-week year. Um, so let's dive into this example here. And these are linked, like I mentioned, in the description below. So go over here. Okay. So you can see that it starts off with whatever your objective or your goal is. And like I said, with this one, we want to organize the home and life in 12 weeks, and that's technically the quarter, which would be your first year of the year. So, but you want to maybe organize mail that comes in. And I have a system where I scan if it's something that I wanna keep, because I'm trying to get not have so much paper in the house, but, scan it if I need to keep it or file it if it's something that I physically have to keep, and then I shred or trash, anything else. Um, and then that's something that you would have to decide, is this something that I need to do once? Do I need to do it every week? Do I need to do it, a couple times throughout my 12-week year? And so you just want to capture that. So this would be something that we would do every week, and it would begin in the first week and end in the last week of the year, so to speak. And then it's a few more things that I just kind of some examples that I put here, but you would just basically put some key activities that would support that goal that you have, and that would allow you to, meet your objective by the end of that 12-week year. So I touched on a couple things like organizing the home, cleaning the home. So this one's talking about cleaning and organizing a different room. And I know many people want to minimize what they have in their home. I think the term is, being a minimalist, if you choose. So that kind of helps with comes from decluttering, getting rid of things. So to make it more bite-sized, you don't wanna have something, that's so consuming. So you might wanna start with a drawer or a room, at a time, um, and then from there, it should be much easier to maintain. Um, and then the next one and that this these kinda are the exact same in terms of the occurrence or the frequency, and then the start and the end. So these would run the complete span of your 12-week year. And so what you would wanna do then, let's say for one that maybe was more specific, to particular weeks within the 12-week year, this one is, reviewing your calendar at the beginning of the month, and, maybe there's birthdays or different things like that or special events. You'd kinda wanna capture that time when you want to do this, key action or key tactic. So, with this one, this would be maybe week 1, week 6, and week 10, and then that will kinda help you, set the premise for that. And then the next one, um, This is something that I want to give examples of ones that you would just do one time. So checking your emergency kit, and replacing expired supplies, like, maybe you have some of those different types of food goods or canned goods or whatever you might have in your emergency kit. Those things can go bad. So you do want to check your emergency kit and maybe replace it. So if that's something that you haven't done or you don't even have one, then you want to create one and be sure to set a time where you can check that. And in this example, I put week 4. And then next, we've got clean and organize the car. Um, and so this is the interior of the car and the trunk. And then let's say you just want to do this in week 7 for no particular reason, just you put week 7. So this kind of gives you like an overview of just kind of seeing what's a goal or what's an objective that you might have. And you do capture that at the top too. So, like I mentioned, improving, the level of organization in your home and in your life. The statement that precedes that is that, for the 12 weeks in quarter 1 in Q1 of 2024, I will. So it's like you're committing to it. And this doesn't have to just be one thing. I think it is recommended that you don't have like more than 5 goals just to make it, digestible. Because otherwise, keep in mind that if this is just one goal and there's things that you need to do each week, you don't want to overburden yourself with having so many different key actions or tasks or tactics, throughout the 12-week year, because it could almost lead to you becoming stagnant or dropping the ball on a certain goal. So you really do want to build the momentum, especially in the first quarter of getting, getting your goals accomplished. Um, so I want to fill out one with you, and I'm looking over here because I got another screen. But so let's say, and we can number it. So this one will be goal 2, and let's say that you wanted to, maybe you want to lose 10 pounds. I'll, I'll make it nice. Release. Release 10 pounds. And so you do want to come here and just some general things that you could do. You could probably reduce your caloric intake to, depending on what your size is and gender, maybe 1,500 calories. Okay. And then this is something that you would likely do in each week. So you want to start here. So you can say each week, and then you'll go and you would start this in week 1 and you would end it in week 12. And then you can do a checkbox or anything here in this field, but you would just once you've completed it, um, for example, the things that are just one-time occurrences, like above, like these things, you would just check them off once you're done with them. And then the other things that run the span of the 12 weeks, you'll just check those off at the end of your year. So now going back into this one, you might have like cardio at least 30 minutes. So you put that here. And then that would be each week. So you can put that here each week. Week 1, week 12. Okay. And space that out. Okay. So, maybe you'll also have strength training. Um, um, Strength training 3 times a week. So you can put that here. But of course, again, that would occur each week. So something that, and let me get this populated, but something that might be, just a one-time thing. Maybe you want to get a workout buddy. So maybe, and of course, I'm sure it would make the most sense to get that buddy earlier rather than later. So at the very least, you want to say week 1, I want to be sure to have a workout buddy. Um, and yeah, so that would be, you can leave that blank, but you could put week 1 and week 1. But yeah, so this is how you fill it out. And I think this is really good. And in this one, I'll leave that there. But in this one, you can make a copy of it. And then these are just the blank ones that you can fill in. So once you make a copy of it, you can just populate these. You can also go ahead and just delete these if you don't want to see them. And then the other thing that is beneficial too is just having a week at a glance. So as you're going through the 12-week year, being able to plan for your weeks and kind of capture the key activities or appointments, that'll be going on each day. And then here's a section that I added. It's IQ boosts. So in this section, you might want to put things like, a book that you plan to read within that quarter, or books that you plan to read within that quarter, but specifically the ones that you'll be reading this week. So sometimes the books will carry over from week to week, um, but you just want to have that here, and then you can capture any key or main goals, some food that you'll be eating at certain times throughout the day, anything that you need to note, like maybe like, if your tag is coming up, you need to get your tag renewed or something like that. And then just a general to-do list of things that you want to do throughout the week. And then one quote that I put here, and you can, paste over this or write over this or block it out. But just that we want to keep in mind what is the definition of insanity, because oftentimes we go from year to year and we set goals, but we don't really have systems in place to ensure that those goals are met. So with having the 12-week year, template, and then also having something that can show us our week at a glance, it will help us keep our goals or our desires before our eyes, and also have a plan in place that would allow us to slowly, track towards it. And so, with this definition here, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So, I thought that was really cool to end on. But so I'll have those down in the description below, so you can, get those and start using those. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and click that bell. But I hope this was helpful. And again, I look forward to reading any comments or questions you might have. And yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Bye.